Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of my Pokemon battles on the official Pokemon client, and once again I'm using my favourite deck, Chandy Beach minus the beach. Again, this deck is awesome, I do love playing it, but it would be so much better if there were tropical beaches online. Facing off against a Chomp Altaria variant, this time this guy is using Terrakion and Landorus EX, which for me I thought was very clunky. I mean, I have now put Landorus EX in my Chomp Altaria, and I will get some videos with that deck. I think it works very well, just having the single energy attachment to attack. Basically the way I'm using it is starting early with Landorus while I'm getting my Altarias, my Garchomps set up in the bench, and kind of weakening my opponent, weakening their bench. Then once Landorus has been taken out, just swarm with multiple Garchomps and winning that prize trade, knocking out two and only getting knocked only losing one prize when Garchomps get knocked out. So his theory and the way he plays it, he's basically using energy retrieval, so we can do the ultimate attack of Landorus and discard all his fighting, making sure he's got a water attached. And then the idea is he has a loaded up Terrakion, which he can then somehow retreat or switch into it, use energy retrieval, obviously get his energies back, and then attack and put them straight back on him. So that felt very clunky, and I don't really ultimately think it worked very well, and that's probably why I won. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and are enjoying this season so far. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to play this video a little bit faster than I have my previous one, just because this was quite a long match. It did go all the way. And I'm going to open up with Litwick promo. Exactly what I'm going to open up with. Obviously the Corporate family allows me to get my bench sorted out, and the deck with multiple stage 2s, I really need to get a strong bench sorted out. And we've got a Darkrai first, Tails Flip, and we're going first. And we've got a good first hand, so we're going to fully benefit from this hand by playing the N, because, might as well. And I've got into a dead hand, really. I've got a Millite, which I'm going to place down, and I'm going to put down another one of my level ball to get out another one of my Litwicks, and Corporate family for a third Litwick. Now maybe arguably I could have not played the end first turn because it was only turn 1, but I'm a maverick. I like playing ends, I like messing with my opponent's hand. I like them having their own hand thinking, yeah man, I've got a good hand, and then completely fucking with it. So anyway, he's got the Terrakion EX first, and this made me think, okay, this is going to hurt my Darkrai, and that's when I realised I was playing against a Altaria variant, which I saw the Swablu. He's going to put 1 energy onto his Terrakion. That basically means next turn, if he can get another attachment, he can knock out all my Litwicks in one shot, because they've only got 50 HP, unless I start getting some evolutions going. And looking at my hand, I'm not going to get any evolutions next turn. So we draw into another energy, and I place it on Darkrai, which was a huge mistake placing that on Darkrai, and you'll see why. So I decide to basically evolve him, and then I was going to the plan was Slippery Souls in, so he has to bring forward the Swablu, and that way that's going to stop him from attacking and knocking me out. But I could have used Litwick, put the other energy on Litwick, and attacked and done another Corporate family and got another basic, maybe another Litwick, because I think he's knocked one out. But I didn't. I did that instead, and afterwards I'm like, why did I do that? I'm so fucking stupid. Always make mistakes. So anyway, he's going to evolve into his Altaria, still got the 1 retreat cost, obviously got the higher HP, and he's going to put a second energy on his Terrakion, which made me think, shit, he's got the switch. But he has no switch, and he just passes the turn. So we're going to use the Pecom and put it into Darkrai, and from that are we going to put a Litwick, sorry, a Lampent? Yeah, it's good to get a Lampent, because once again I really want these guys to stay alive as long as I can. I really should have put it on them on the energy, because I could have Lure and Lighted if he had put Terrakion forward, but again I put it on the wrong one. So we're going to get out a Sableye from this Corporate family, which basically I'm hoping if I can get into another energy, I can then junk hunt, get back my level ball, and get back a Pecom, and obviously just basically use those 2 cards to start getting my other stuff evolved. So he puts down a Gibble onto his bench, and we're just going to sit here for a while while he tries and makes his mind up of what he's going to do. And again, he passes the turn. So still only 2 energies on that Terrakion, so my N must have put him into a really bad hand. So I got the energy switch, so we're going to energy switch into Sableye, and we're going to junk hunt, and like I said, we're going to get out the level ball and get out the Pecom. So we can level ball for any Pokemon under 90 HP, stick it back in with Pecom, and then we can evolve obviously one of our Litwicks into Lampent, or we can just go straight into Chandelure, and then we'll repeat the process once again until we draw into a supporter. We do run quite a good supporter line, but Again, in this deck, if I was playing in real life, I would have Tropical Beach, and that would allow me to draw another 4 cards, and I obviously can't use that. My opponent could be using that as well, but that's why it's a double-edged sword. So he's going to put down another Gibble, and he's got a Gabite. Oh, obviously, you put down a Gabite, you have a Dragon Cord, and I'm doing some stuff in that. Well, I'm doing exactly like I said what I was going to do, and we're going to go for the Chandelure, and we've got a Darkness Energy here, and we're going to put it onto Chandelure. And now it looks like, I'm thinking, should I retreat into Chandelure? If I retreat into Chandelure, I could then apply 30 damage anywhere on his field, and then I could Slippery Souls back into Sableye. If I do that though, he's definitely going to bring forward his Terrakion, and he's going to obviously hit me for 50, and that's going to hurt. You can maybe catch a forward one of my Litwicks, or catch a forward Darkrai and stick 100 damage on him. So that's not what I want to do. I want to just sit here and just, you know, get more things set up. So again, we're going to Junk Hunt and get the same 2 cards back. So for our next turn, we'll do the same thing, maybe get ourselves out a Lampen, hopefully rip into that rare candy so we can get into 2 Chandelures, and then we'll start getting damage rolling. So he's got a Gabite, maybe he Dragon Called into that, and that way he can now Dragon Call again. He's got a Garchomp, and he's going to play the end. So I was like, okay buddy, that's cool, I needed a new hand, my hand was pretty bad, and we've got a good hand. We've got a couple of trainers, supporters, and we've also got a Chandelure, so we can obviously get ourselves a rare candy very easily. He's level balling. Probably if I was him, I'd get out a Swablu, because then you could Dragon Call into it. Just seeing what he's got on. He's got a Blend, a Water, and a Fighting. So that is 3 energies on that. He got out. He got out to the Gabite, and he's going to Peacon Gabite back in. Well, that's he's going to Dragon. Oh, that's odd. Oh, I see, he got the Landorus. So he's gone about the Landorus here. I was going to say, I would have probably got another Swablu, but he's gone for Landorus EX. So this is when I really did start thinking, shit, things could go bad quite quick. Landorus is good at spreading damage, and my stuff at the moment has got much energy on it. So my turn, and I've got 2 of my Shandies. So I figured we'll get sharing, give ourselves more options to computer search away. I'm going to yawn. So we've got another energy, and we're going to bang the energy somewhere on one of our Litwicks, and now we're going to play the computer search, and we're going to get rid of Tool Scrap because we're not going to need it, and Random Receiver because I've got 2 other supporters in my hand, and we're going to get out the candy. So we'll candy into Chandelure, so that's 2 Chandelures set up, and next turn we could always use Skylar to get ourselves another candy and have a 3rd one set up. So we, don't worry about that Peacon, and we're going to retreat into our first Chandelure and start applying damage. And what we really want to hit is Terrakion. Terrakion is going to destroy Darkrai, and it's going to put a lot of damage on our field. So that's the first target. It's going to take a little while. It's got 108 HP. I'm only doing 60 a turn at present, so it's going to take, you know, at least three turns. Yeah, at least 3 turns to knock it out. But you know, it's going to yield 2 prizes, so that's going to be our target. Going for the X's is going to be our target. So he's now got 2 Garchomps set up, and he's finally put an energy attachment onto his Altera, so he can retreat that if he so chooses. And it looks like from his unit he got rid of another energy and a level ball, so again, I don't know why he didn't get out a Swablu. I guess he didn't get, actually, I know I wasn't getting out a Swablu. If you got a Swablu, I'd be easily able to knock it out. It'd be an easy knockout. But, I mean, if I was him, I would take that risk, because as the opponent, yes, I could get an easy prize from the Swablu, but I want to go after the big hitters, the guys that are going to hit me back hard. The Swablu is going to hit me back hard. So he's going to go and switch into his Terrakion and pump up Smash, 90 damage, and from that unit he got himself 2 energy. So he is now got his Landorus getting sorted out. We whip into our rare candy, which means we've got 3 Chandelures set up. So that means we can put 90 damage on his field this turn. So 160 last turn. It's going to be a nice chunk of damage on his Terrakion. So we will switch into Chandelure, and we'll apply another 30. So that's going to put him on 90 damage. And then we can Slippery Souls, and now we'll switch into another Chandelure. And before we can apply the damage counters, my opponent now has to pick which Pokemon he's going to put forward, and obviously he's going to put forward Landorus. So we're going to put another 30 damage onto his Terrakion, putting on 120. So next turn, we'll easily be able to knock that guy out. And we're going to play the Skylar and get ourselves out the Max Potion and completely heal the 90 damage he put on our other Chandelure. So all our Chandelures are good to go. Now he can attach another Fighting Energy and discard them all and one shot and take out our Chandelure. But I was kind of thinking that he wouldn't do that. And he's going to get the energy retrieval, and now he has the energy to do that. He played an N, and that's cool. He's given us another hand, and we've got it in our hand. So he's going to play the switch, and go into the Terrakion, and he got himself the catcher. So yeah, he's going to take out our Darkrai and get himself the first prizes of the match. So it's been a while, but he has now got a couple of prizes, and that hurts because now that means I haven't got a means of free retreating without forcing the retreat with Slippery Souls. So we'll start off and we'll put the damage on his Terrakion first. So that's going to put it up to 150 damage, and then we could Slippery Souls, or we could maybe end and try and get the Darkrai, or we could just put another energy onto our Chandelure. Has got the 2 energy attachment for the retreat. But we're going to play the end and hopefully get into a Darkrai, or a means of getting out Darkrai, and we don't. But we do have some other stuff in our hand. We've got a Sharon and a Juniper, so we have got trainers and supporters in our hand. So we'll go into our second Chandelure from Slippery Souls. So this means he's going to have to put forward a Pokemon, and no doubt he's probably going to put forward his Landorus, as that is, like I said, if he discards his energy, that's going to one-shot and kill us. But if he does that, he'll have no means of any form of energy acceleration. I mean, he's only going to have to discard the fighting energies because he won't have to discard the water, which will obviously help him only have to have 2 turns to build that guy up again. But he's going into his Garchomp. So we will put the 3 more damage counters onto our onto his Terrakion, knocking it out and getting us 2 prizes. So we'll get another fire and another fire, another darkness energy, and we got ourselves into our 4th Chandelure. So if he does take out one of these guys, maybe we can get another Litwick out, and we can get another one rolling, because we do always want to have 3 Chandelures set up. So he's going to energy retrieval once more. Is that the 3rd energy retrieval? Obviously he's running max energy retrieval because he does like using Landorus' attack. And he now has enough energy to do the 100 attack from Garchomp, but we'll do 120 because he has got an Altaria. And he's put a Swablu down, but he's going to catch a forward. He's going to catch a forward our Sableye for a guaranteed KO. So he's obviously really applying the pressure there. But with the Swablu on the bench, I mean, I should maybe go after the Landorus, but I don't want him getting 2 Altarias. If he gets 2 Altarias set up, that means Dragon Blade, or is it Dragon Cut? That's going to be Dragon Blade. That's going to be doing 140 damage and one-shotting all my Chandelures. So we're going to go after this Swablu with this one. And again, we haven't got the Darkrai. I should have maybe played the Sharon, but I went for the N. And I get 4 cards, but I get lucky. I get a Pokemon and a Pecom. Also got a Level Ball, so I didn't get the Pokemon. The Pecom and the Level Ball would have definitely guaranteed me getting out the Darkrai. So we're going to get our second Darkrai. We only run 2, and that's another Darkrai. So we now can fully abuse the technique of the deck and get 90 damage in this field. So into second Chandelure, we will take out Swablu, and we've got 40 more we can place. Sorry, 50 more we can place. So we're going to go after the Altaria because we really want to completely hinder him and make his Garchomps essentially. Well, 100 damage still hurts, but he has to do a double discard. So it's still a viable target. Arguably, we could have just gone after the Landorus and put damage on that, but I guess my way of thinking of it was, if I get rid of this Altaria, or at least get it like low on health, or I'll obviously take it out next turn, I don't have 2 more prizes to get, so I can focus all the damage straight onto the Landorus. Here I'm looking to see what we've got on the deck. I can see that one of my Litwicks, my final Litwick, is not in my deck, so that is on one of my 3 prizes. So I do have the Candy, and I do have another Lampent in the deck, and the Chandelure is in the deck, but I have no means of getting it out. So if he does knock out this guy, I'm going to be in, well, I have 2 Chandelure set up. So he's going to put another Terrakion EX on his bench. So obviously when I play Slippery Souls, he's never going to put that forward for 3 retreat cost. And is he going to spread 30-30? No, he's going to go for the big attack and knock out my Chandelure. And that made me think, fuck, because I need to get into that Litwick to be able to get another Chandelure, or I need to rip into one of my 2 Super Rods to be able to get them back. I'm only now going to be able to do 60 damage per turn. So, off from the bat, we will take out this Altaria because it's only got 2 more hits, and that's a guaranteed prize. And from the 3rd one, we'll stick it on the Landorus because I feel like Landorus is going to be more of a threat than Terrakion. And look at that, we get into a Litwick. So I was like, beautiful. All I need to do now is hopefully have that survive. I've got the Candy, somehow get into my other Pokemon, and I'll be back up and running at full strength. So we'll now put the damage onto his what's it called? It's called Landorus. And we didn't Slippery Souls, so I could have really Slippery Souls and then force a retreat to force a discard, but I didn't. So he's going to end your retrieval. That'll be the 4 for the final one and get back to his fighting energies. And this deck is looking mighty thin, so he's put 1 down and do 30 onto our active and 30 onto the Darkrai. So that means all he's got to do is catch a 4 Darkrai and then just do the attack without even discarding, and he'll win. But we ripped straight into Chandelure, so I was like, tell you what, this game has got to be mine. The way I've been ripping into cards when I need to rip into them, it's got to be mine. So we're going to apply 30 damage onto Landorus, and we go back into our second Chandelure, and that's going to put it on 80, 90, and now 100. So we can now go into our third and final Chandelure, and we're going to put it on 130, leaving it with only 50 health left, guaranteeing, even if he can take out one of our Chandelures, it will guarantee the game next turn. So I was feeling good. Well, it would guarantee the game unless he had, out of those 4 cards, 1 fighting energy, which we know he has from the energy retrieval, and a Pokemon catcher. So it still could go either way. And I don't want to lay down the Sableye, as these 5 Pokemon is all I really need to keep on the damage. So he's going to put the energy onto the Landorus, so that means Landorus now can knock out our Darkrai in 1 hit without discarding. Do 160 damage. It's already applied 30 damage onto it. It will knock us out. So it's and he goes into it and he plays the Gold Potion. So okay, that is annoying. It sets me back, and he knocks out one of my Chandelures. That does set me back, a turn's worth of damage, and now I can only apply 60 on the field at a time. But if that was a computer search and not the Gold Potion, he could have got out the catcher and won the game. So we just have to go back to stage 1. We're just going to have to apply 30 damage and Slippery Soul. That one didn't have a energy, but it did not give me the option of retreat. Okay, I can see what we're doing here. We're doing what we should do. We're forcing him to have to, if he wants to, he can either apply 60 damage from the Garchomp, or he'll have to discard the energy, leaving Garchomp useless to attack. And we're going to level ball, I guess, to see what we've got going on, and just pull out a Pokemon because I don't want to draw into a Lampen. Drawing into a Lampen at this point would be really annoying. I want to draw into a Super Rod, or I want to draw into a Darkness Energy, so that makes retreating, or maybe so I can get a Darkrai set up and just sweep and finish, get them softened up with him and finish off with the Darkrai. He only has to get the 1 prize left now, and I do have some weak injured Pokemon, so maybe even a Max Potion would be nice. So from his Juniper, he has made his deck very, 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 very thin, but he has now got enough energy on his Garchomp to strike me for 100, but he will obviously do a double discard. So he's just going to go for the straight 60, so that means next turn he could go for the 100 and knock me out. But look, again, we get into the Max Potion when we need it. So we'll go for one of our Chandelures and put 30 damage, and we will now play Slippery Souls and put forward the damaged one. And obviously he can knock this out if depending on what card he puts forward is whether or not I need to use the Max Potion. If he puts forward the Garchomp, all he's got to do is apply 1 energy. I think that's got no energies on it, but either way, I mean, I've got that card, I've got the potion, and Landorus has now got 160 damage on it. So we need 1 turn, and we might as well just heal. So there is the only way he can win the game now is if he catches forward either the Darkrai or the Chandelure and win. And he has got 8 cards in hand, and I think I've only seen 2, possibly 3 catches all game. So I'm waiting to see what he decides to do, or whether he can win or not. And we're looking through the discard pile, and I can see 1 catcher. 1 catcher? Is that right? So he plays the Super Rod and he gets back a Terrakion and a couple of fighting energies, just obviously making sure his deck is actually got some cards in it, so he won't deck himself out. But he needs a fighting energy. He puts down a blend, so he can hit us. He can put 30 and 30, but that's it, I've won. All I need to do now is attack him with my Chandelure. So that's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I keep saying, I love this deck. This deck is brilliant. Maybe I could have lost and my opponent made some other decisions, but that's just the way Pokemon goes. You make one decision, and maybe he didn't have the computer searches and he went for Gold Potion instead. But if he had that computer search and more catchers, you need to run 4 catcher. This deck needs no catcher because obviously it has Slippery Souls, but you need 4 catcher. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, I should say something about the music. Yeah, the music that you've been listening to is some of my favourite video game music from old games, from PlayStation, Mega Drive, NES, SNES. I might be just mixing the music up instead of using the same like few songs I do every week. So there we go, 7 and 7. This deck is beast. Expect to see more. And a bad deck next time. So I'll catch you guys later. Adios.